Welcome for a second time to those of you who were here earlier to the beginning of a very important part of Nelson's life. The beginning of a new theater, the beginning of a new home for the live performing arts in Nelson. We're delighted to see you all here this evening, and I'd like to especially welcome our special guests, whom you will hear from a little later as the program goes along. The first one I'd like you to welcome is the Honourable Bill Reid, Minister of Tourism and Recreation for BC. Mr. and Mrs. Reid were able to join us for both performances today, and I'm sure they'll find something new in both. I'd also like to welcome our our member of legislature, Howard Dirks. I know he's down there, you'll recognize him because he wore his heritage costume, and we're very pleased to have him again with his wife Lorna this evening. Representing the federal government this evening will be Rose Siwar from Communications Canada, who will speak for MacDonald, and Tim Barry, who this evening will represent Bob Brisco, who is unable to be with us this evening. And please welcome the representatives for the federal government. And last but not least, our own Mayor Gerald Rotering, who is here again this evening with us. And also, I saw Alderman Neville, and I'm not sure if there are any other Alder people with us this evening, but welcome. We've had a long history of rebuilding with the Capitol Theatre. And from some of the speakers this evening, you will hear some of those episodes of that history recounted. But finally, we are here, and you see before you a beautiful, beautiful theater. And I'm sure that this evening you will be able to appreciate the superb acoustics of this building. And I was told by the acoustical engineer a short while ago that we are even better than the Orpheum, which I was quite sure we already were anyway. There is much work and much effort by many people that has gone into this facility, but we could not have done it without tremendous financial support from the federal government, the provincial government, and our own local government. And for that, we are truly grateful. I would like now to introduce Mr. Bob Sharples to you, who we know from Daybreak on CBC. He will MC the program this evening and will be staying in town to broadcast his program on Monday and Tuesday from the Heritage Inn. And I do believe he invites you to come and visit him in the mornings because he just loves to get news of Nelson. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Mrs. Ormond, and congratulations on a job so beautifully done here. The theater is truly something to be proud of, and I'm very pleased and honored to be invited to take part in this celebration, a grand opening, reopening for the Capitol Theater in Nelson. And in fact, I do invite all listeners to drop by. We're at the Heritage Inn Monday and Tuesday mornings, and we'll be in the General Store Cafe, and coffee will be available, and we'd like to have you join us as we do the program. But right now, on with this program. And to start out, I would ask you all to rise and join in a performance of Go Canada, and God Save the Queen. Pointed out an interesting conjunction to me following our performance this afternoon. This day, this very day of reopening the Capitol Theatre in Nelson, is the 6th anniversary of the repatriation of the Canadian Constitution. And that's kind of interesting after hearing the two national anthems together. And it makes a lot of subtle points. At this point in time, I'd like to call on Mr. Bill Reid, the Minister of Tourism, representing the provincial government, which did so much to help make this refurbished Capitol Theatre a reality. Mr. Reid.
Thank you very much, Bob, and to Margaret, and to all of the artists, and all the people, and all the dedicated people from the city of Nelson, my hometown, if you're not aware. And my special invitation in coming back today had two significances to it. One of all, I am the Minister of Tourism. Margaret, do you want to write this down? The Minister of Tourism, Recreation and Culture. And the cultural component of my ministry allows me to be around when events like this are hosted and when we're some assistance to these events. But it was certainly my advantage of being the minister responsible to be able to be here for this very special day in a very special building, of which I walked through just a year ago with people from Nelson when we talked about getting into some additional funds to finish it off. And that day, I think everybody that walked the building thought that maybe it's quite a ways away. But I recalled some very fond memories, and there are some people in this audience that I spent some very fond memories in this very theater, watching Hopalong Cassidy and some of those other events, and that probably aged me, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am. But the city of Nelson, the pride in the city of Nelson has brought this about. And the reality of the people in believing in a dream. And listening to some of the politicians who were around in 78 and 79, when the challenge and the commitment needed to be made, to at least take the initiative and purchase the building, and then hope along the way collectively the federal government, the provincial government, and the local governments would be able to put together this great day for the city of Nelson. And it wouldn't have been possible, ladies and gentlemen, without our federal counterparts. And Bob Brisco, I regret very much that he's not here, because Bob and I talked about this a few weeks back, about this very special day for the province and for the federal government, and Bob's love for this community and the love for the development that's going on here. And unfortunately, he can't be with us, and we wish him Godspeed. The other person I'd like to recognize is the fellow that helps to keep us apprised of what's going on in the Kootenays, and that's Howard Dirks, probably the hardest working MLA in Victoria, Parliamentary Secretary to the Region, Minister of State Rita Johnson, and Howard and his lovely wife Lauren are here and have been our hostess today. But I've had a great day, not only with the opening of this Capitol Theatre, but I've also had a chance to visit Kaslo and see the Moye, the SS Moye, and because I told you I was raised in this town, I remember the Moye churning its way up the Kootenay Lake. So if you didn't think I had a couple of heartbeats today, you're wrong. And then to watch the performances here this afternoon, and knowing what this live theatre was going to offer back to this community, this proud community called Nelson, and the opportunities for all of the artists to be welcomed back to festivals and performances, to provide that cultural component, to bring the life out in the community. Certainly today was a great day for all of us. So to each and every one of you, we thank you for being part of it this evening, but a very special thank you from a native son who says thanks for the opportunity of being here with you on this very special day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reid. Now on to some of the musical artistry that came here to hear. The Selkirk Chamber Orchestra is the first performing group. The director is Bob Eddy. He's the owner of Eddy Music in Nelson. The orchestra is made up of people from the Kootenay region, including Nelson, Trail, Castlegar, Kaslo, Preston, and Crawford Bay. The selection the Chamber Orchestra plays tonight is titled Selkirk Music, and it was commissioned with funding from the Canada Council, especially for this reopening of the Capitol Theatre. It was composed by Nelson resident, Mr. Paul Crawford. Here then, the Selkirk Chamber Orchestra with Selkirk Music by Mr. Paul Crawford. Orchestra, directed by Bob Eddy. Once again, that was Paul Crawford, who just came to the stage. Congratulations on the wonderful music. At this time, I'd like to introduce a spokesperson for Mr. Bob Brisco, who unfortunately is not able to join us for reasons of health. Mr. Tim Barry, his administrative assistant, is with us this evening to relay Mr. Brisco's message. Mr. Tim Barry.
Thank you very much, Bob. It is indeed a great pleasure to be here to bring greetings on behalf of Bob. But first, may I point out that this afternoon's performance was particularly pleasurable for three reasons. Number one, I got to hear the performance you're about to hear this evening. Number two, I was hearing it in the Capitol Theatre. And number three, I didn't have to say anything. We were fortunate to have the Honourable Tom Siddon, who is the Minister of Fisheries and Oceans, was with us this afternoon. Unfortunately, I understand the French government is somewhat upset with the seizing of some trawlers and politicians off the East Coast, and Mr. Siddon is taking the red eye back to Ottawa. The other thing, I had a brief conversation with Bob this morning. I'm sure that you'll all be pleased to hear that he's not only out of intensive care, he's also out of the hospital entirely. He went home on Friday evening. He expects perhaps a month, and he'll be back in the riding among all his good friends in Nelson and all of Kootenay West. So with that, I would like to read a very brief message from Bob. On behalf of the Government of Canada and Bob Brisco, Member of Parliament for Kootenay West, I am very pleased to extend congratulations and best wishes on the spectacular opening of the Capitol Theatre. This restoration project has been completed due to the commitment and contribution of many individuals and the three levels of government. The Government of Canada's commitment to the arts, under the auspices of the Honourable Flora MacDonald, Minister of Communication, contributed in excess of $300,000 for the Capitol Theatre, money well spent. Bob Brisco's commitment and support has also assisted in its restoration and will no doubt assist in its success for years to come. Bob has spoken highly of the people who make up the Capitol Theatre Restoration Society and of their commitment and aspirations of reviving the heritage of this grand theatre. Standing here, it is not difficult to understand his sense of pride for these people and this magnificent cultural site. This gala opening should serve as a tribute to the people who labored so diligently to see this day happen. It will also serve as an open invitation to local theatrical groups, musicians, and professional touring companies. As a performing arts centre, the Capitol Theatre will become the hub of cultural activities for the Kootenay West. In closing, I wish the Capitol Theatre many years of glittering success and continued community support. Thank you. As well, Bob asked me to thank particularly the provincial government, the City of Nelson, and the representatives of the Honourable Bill Reid, Howard Dirks, Mayor Rodering, and particularly the people who worked on the Restoration Society, headed up by Margaret Ormond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Barry. More greetings from the federal level. This time, Rose Siwar represents Flora MacDonald, the minister responsible for arts and communications. Rose is with the communications department based in Vancouver. Rose Siwar.
It's nice to be here this evening, and I would personally like to thank all of you, and in particular Margaret Ormond, for the warm reception and hospitality that I've received in Nelson. It's a wonderful place, and a theatre as beautiful as this is fitting. On behalf of the Honourable Flora MacDonald, Minister of Communications, I would like to convey her greetings to you. I am delighted to offer my best wishes to those involved with the Capitol Theatre on the occasion of this evening's gala opening. I would also like to offer my warmest greetings to all of you gathered here this evening to participate in this event. I regret not being able to be with you to share the excitement of this evening's festivities. This is an ideal opportunity to present a selection of entertainment that showcases British Columbian talent. due to the performers who have given their time and talent to this very special celebration, and to the Capital Theatre Restoration Society, which organized it, you will all enjoy a splendid evening. This gala opening is a clear indication that the arts will continue to flourish and prosper in this community and the district. From Canada's Minister of Communications, I would like to express her best wishes to all of you for a successful gala. We are pleased to have contributed to the theatre's restoration through Communication Canada's Cultural Initiatives program. Thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Siwar. More music now, and we're joined by the Nelson Choral Society. Mr. Bruce Hunter is the director of this group. Mr. Hunter is a teacher at L.V. Rogers High School in Nelson. The Choral Society is made up of people from the Kootenay region. Selections come from the Eliza. The complete work may be heard at the Capitol Theatre later this month. The Nelson Choral Society and the Selkirk Chamber Orchestra then in 2 choruses from the Eliza.
Is now only 2 hours long, and it's one of the most ambitious works we've taken on. We've loved every moment of rehearsal, and we are pleased to present 2 of the choruses for you tonight. The first, a very slow chorale, Cast Thy Burden Upon the Lord, and the second is Behold God the Lord.
Come
two excerpts from the Eliza, performed by the Selkirk Chamber Orchestra with the Nelson Choral Society, directed by Mr. Bruce Hunter. And that selection brings us to intermission time. We have a 20-minute rest, which will be ended by a trumpet fanfare. And when you hear that, would you please return to your seats promptly if you'd like to proceed with the second half of our program quickly. So, 20-minute rest. Thank you.